I am irked and intensely pained by the plight of the youth, who constitutes a gargantuan proportion of Nigeria's population, but a microscopic presence at the corridors of power. They are the nation's tower of strength, her lumbar vertebrae, the sinews of socio-political and economic fabric, the country's mitochondria, but who have not crystallized their quintessence to illuminate her path to El Dorado. It is mendacious and ephebophobic of the gerontocrats to postulate that the youths are perpetual neophytes. That is preposterous, as it is pathetically egregious, piercingly sardonic, and a subliminal aversion for an age group where from they soar to the high echelon of their chosen careers. That Nigeria owes her sovereignty to struggles led by youth is a well-known historical fact. Talk about the legendary leadership acumen of Sir Ahmadu Bello at 36, the unmatched charisma of Zik of Africa, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe at 39, the great energy and astuteness of Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa at 34, the sagacity and uncommon vision of Chief Obafemi Awolowo at 37, the oratorical prowess of Chief Samuel Ladoke Akintola at 36, the erudition and audacity of Chief Anthony Enaro at 27, the vigor and dexterity of Chief Festus Okotie-Eboh also at 27, and other forces that aggregated, leading to the actualization of Nigeria's independence. Following the unfortunate incidences of coup d'etat in Nigeria in 1966, those that assumed power at the highest levels were within the age bracket of 23 and 33. Kaduna Njogu was 29 years old when in 1966 he led the first coup, which was countered by other military officers, among whom were Muritala Muhammad and Theophilus Danjuma, both at 28, Ibrahim Babangida at 25, Muhammadu Buhari, Mr. President, at 24, and the trios of Sani Abacha, Shehu Yaradua, and Garba Duba at 23. The incidents brought Yakubu Gowon as head of state at 31. Also in power were Odumegwu Ojukwu at 33, Olusegun Obasanjo at 29, and other military officers within their age group. The military governors during the military interregnums were predominantly youths under 30, much the same as the preponderance of members of the National Assembly at that time. Remember, M.T. Umbu became Foreign Affairs Minister at 23, and Patrick Utomi, a presidential advisor, at 27. But those who assumed power at the highest levels in the country as youths, who are today grand and even great-grandparents, have remained in power half a century on, much to a total explosion of present youth. Like the biblical Menem Mene Tekel Orphasin, the inscription on the wall has become decipherable. It reveals with crystal clarity a conspiracy to incapacitate, a display of megalomania, narcissism, and a proclivity to cupidity of those whose insatiable quest for a permanent hold on power is believed to be well served by clipping the wings of succeeding generations. They have no succession plan. So they wrecked our education system, initiated and sustained infrastructural decay and the atrophying of our enviable moral values through their atrocious devices and monumental corruption, to bequeath a terribly ruined Nigeria with one of the world's worst unemployment situations to my generation. It is even most lugubrious and vexatious that rather than the remorseful and apologetic men, members of those generations unabashedly brand youth as idle, unemployable, and unfit to rule. In their days as youth, they were pampered with every conceivable goodies of the land, relishing in all the paraphernalia of exalted offices they got or usurped. They had qualitative education on scholarships of all categories. With nostalgia, they recall the beautiful days in Nigeria with state-of-the-art social infrastructures and amenities, stable electricity, national economic competitiveness, stronger naira than the dollar, dignity of compatriots in international communities, and a high moral values in a country devoid of avarice. They had it all, but denied us of all. Isn't it ironic and strangely supercilious that those who assume the highest offices as youth are the same who through obnoxious laws and policies barred successive youth from aspiring for the same offices by showing them in bad light and placing age restrictions on them? The youth demand unreserved apology from those generations for these denials. No, let me asseverate that as youths, you don't have the luxury of whining and making excuses. You must know that your children and generations to come will not accept excuses if you fail. It is wise to direct your anger towards problem, not people, to focus your energies on answers, not excuses, said William Ottawa. Now we must think out of the box. It is time for a radical change. Yes, an expectation of a different result while doing the same thing over and over again is insanity, said Albert Einstein. You are the solution carrier. Deliver it. You hold the light in this darkness. Shine it. You are the hope of Nigeria. Give it. Dump excuses in history's trash bin where they rightly belong and carve your niche. Arise now and shine. Let the light of your ingenuity as youth shine forth like stars through the dark cloud of despair. Nigeria, indeed Africa and the world, is waiting for your manifestation. Begin by asking no further, what can Nigeria do for me? Now you must ask, what can I do for Nigeria? The Nollywood phenomenon epitomizes the strength of youth in achieving perceived impossibilities. We will galvanize to achieve even greater success by tackling youth unemployment in Nigeria. We will remove the ignominy of a food importing country, Nigeria, which spends in excess of our annual budget, about $22 billion yearly on imported food, creating employment on massive scales, but in faraway countries from whence you import, while leaving over 50 million of our able-bodied citizens idle and in grinding poverty. We will change the narrative from a consumer economy to a productive one. We will reverse the import-dependent status of Nigeria to an exporting country and bring back our jobs. Release your potentials now, because your destiny is in your hand. Arise now and shine. Nigeria can't wait to behold the beauty of your light. My name is Innocent, and I say you will shine. God bless Nigeria.